Welcome to my channel Tech Set Go. Let's move now to the second half of this breakdown. If the first section focused on how the DJI Avata 3 is being built for stronger, longer, and safer flights, this next part is all about what you'll see through its lens and how powerful it might be in the sky. Let's start with the camera system. Now, the Avata 2 already featured an impressive 1.7-inch sensor, which delivered solid image quality for its class, but according to multiple leak sources, the Avata 3 might feature a 1-inch sensor. Now, this might not sound like a massive upgrade on paper, but in drone photography, every fraction of an inch makes a huge difference. A 1-inch sensor lets in more light. This results in clearer detail, more accurate colors, and much better low-light performance. If you've ever flown around sunrise or near dusk, you know how tricky lighting can be. Shadows get muddy, bright spots blow out, colors flatten, but with a 1-inch sensor, the Avata 3 would likely handle all of these situations more gracefully, offering usable footage even in poor lighting. That's not just useful for creative shots, it's also a gamicker for professionals. Whether you're filming commercials, documentaries, or travel content, the ability to shoot clean footage at any time of day without needing a larger drone is a big deal. Add that to the expected wide field of view, perfect for fast-moving FPV shots, and you get a flexible imaging tool. But it gets better. The leaks also point toward raw video support. That means the ability to shoot footage that retains all the image data, giving you maximum control in post-production. You can adjust exposure, contrast, shadows, and highlights without ruining the image. For filmmakers, this is huge. It means the Avata 3 isn't just a flying toy, it's a serious creative tool. It's even more exciting. Some insiders are talking about advanced color grading profiles built right into the firmware. Things like DLOG or similar flat profiles may make a return. These profiles flatten the footage during recording, which gives you even more flexibility during editing. Combine that with the RAW format, and you're looking at cinema-grade workflow options from a drone that can fit in your backpack. Now let's talk about video frame rates and resolution. While 4K has become the standard, the Avata 3 may push further by offering higher frame rates at 4K, possibly 120 fps or more. That's perfect for slow-motion shots, which are often tricky in FPV due to fast movement and rapid changes in direction. With higher frame rates, you can slow things down while keeping the footage buttery smooth. No stuttering, no lost frames, just clean, crisp motion. So imagine this. You dive off a cliff edge at full speed, pull into a tight curve, and emerge out of a tree tunnel. You capture every twist and turn in 4K slow motion. That's not just thrilling. That's marketable footage. Footage you can sell, publish, or feature. All from a drone that's small, durable, and fast. Next up is transmission technology. DJI is expected to introduce the new 040QZYNC 4.0 system with the Avata 3. This would build on the already impressive 03 transmission used in recent drones. So what does this mean for you as a pilot? It means better range, stronger signal stability, and higher resolution live feeds to your goggles or controller. 04 could offer low latency 108p or even higher preview quality even at long distances. That makes a big difference during tight flights. You want instant feedback. You want zero lag. Because when you're moving fast through tight spaces, even a half-second delay can cause a crash. For we'll likely use updated antennas and higher bandwidths to deliver these improvements. That could mean more consistent video in crowded areas, better resistance to interference, and even smoother connection during complex flight patterns. On top of all this, there are strong rumors that G might be upgrading the goggles and controller to match. That means new screens, better refresh rates, or longer battery life. These things make a real difference when you're spending hours at the field or flying back-to-back flights. Now let's shift to raw power. FPV fans love speed. And while the Avata 2 already gave us fast, agile movement, insiders suggest that the Avata 3 could be even more powerful. Leaks mention stronger motors, optimized propellers, and refined aerodynamics. This could translate into faster top speeds, tighter cornering, and improved thrusto ratio. Matters, but so does control. The better your motors, the faster you can accelerate and stop. The more thrust you have, the more responsive your maneuvers. A drone that reacts instantly gives you confidence to try complex flight patterns. You can trust that it will go where you want, when you want. And when filming action, that means better framing, sharper focus, and more dynamic motion. Improved aerodynamics might also reduce noise. That means a quieter drone. It may not seem important, but if you're filming in sensitive locations or public spaces, a quieter drone is a big plus. Less distraction, less attention, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. One more area that could improve with all this power: wind resistance. A stronger motor setup and better flight control system mean the Avata 3 should handle breezy conditions with ease. You won't have to cancel a shoot or cut your session short just because the wind picks up. The drone stays stable even when the weather desks. So far we've talked about camera's control and power appears. One more rumor floating around, and it has people curious. It's about something called DJI Neo 2. What is the Neo 2? Right now we don't know for sure. The name showed up in a cryptic leak and speculation took off. Some believe it's a simpler, more casual FPV drone. Others think it might be an entirely new category. Maybe something designed for people who want the FPV experience, but want to learn full manual flight. If DJI is developing the Neo 2 as a kind of FPV light product, it could be aimed at beginners. Think of it like an entry-level experience with more automation, simpler controls, and perhaps a lower price point. Something that bridges the gap between the miniseries and the Avata line. Why would DJI do this? Because the FPV market is growing, but many people still feel intimidated by it. The gear looks complex, the controls are steep, and one crash can be expensive. If DJI builds a friendly FPV alternative, they could open up a whole new market segment, one where people can get the thrills of FPV flight. But without the steep learning curve, of course, all of this is still up in the air. We'll need more concrete info before we can say exactly what Neo 2 is. But it's mentioned in the same cycle as Avata 3 is telling. DJ, I might be planning a full FPV product strategy for 2025. Not just one drone, but a whole range covering different skill levels, styles, and use cases. Now, let's wrap things up with what we might expect in terms of pricing and availability. If DJI follows its usual pattern, and if these upgrades are real, the Avata 3 could launch around $199 to $1,299 depending on the kit. That would place it above the Avata 2, which makes sense given the rumored improvements. If they bundle it with upgraded goggles and the new controller, you might see complete kits at $1,499 or more. The consensus is still mid to late 2025. DJI is usually quiet until the very last minute. But if we start seeing early test footage, FCC filings, or controller leaks, we'll know it's getting close. So, what's the big picture here? DJI Avata 3 is shaping up to be the most advanced FPV drone DJI has ever built. With a larger sensor, raw video support, better flight time, full obstacle avoidance, and a new transmission system. It checks all the right boxes. It's not just for thrill seekers. It's for creators, professionals, explorers. People who want high-speed flight with high-quality footage. People who want control without sacrificing safety. And if Neo 2 turns out to be real, we could see DJI expanding the FPV experience to even more users. From casual flyers to pros, 2025 could be the year DJI brings FPV into the mainstream like never before. Whether you're ready to upgrade, just getting started, or watching from the sidelines, keep your eyes on this one. The Avata 3 could be the biggest leap forward in FPV drone history. Stay tuned.